Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David Rooney, publisher of the Revelstoke Current, and welcome to In Conversation, our periodic discussion of things political. And today, my guest is Doug Clovechok. Doug is the BC Liberal candidate who will be running on for election on May 9th, 2017. And Doug, welcome to In Conversation.
Well, it's great to be back, David. I've always enjoyed coming to Revelstoke and having a chat with you.
Oh, thank you. That's always nice to hear. Now, today you were meeting with members of the party members here at Revelstoke. What message did you bring to them?
Well, I think the message is really clear, is that we're working really hard, David, to win this next election on behalf of the BC Liberal Party. And the message that we're getting clearly back, I'm listening to people right now. I'm doing more listening than I am talking, and finding out exactly what some of their issues are and some of the things that we've been working on already. But I think the key message is that we've got a really prosperous province. We're doing really well. We've got the strongest economy anywhere in Canada, and that's a fact. We've got the lowest unemployment rates anywhere in Canada. That's a fact. We've maintained our AAA credit rating. That's a fact. We're going to pay off our operational debt, the grocery debt, for the first time in 2021. So the province is doing really well, and that's because we've had a plan. We've had a plan right from the very beginning. Now, that's the provincial side of things. But I've had a plan since 2013 when I lost. And that was to get re-elected, or to get elected in this next coming election in 2017. So the message that I've been telling people is that I didn't quit. I didn't go anywhere. I've been working harder than I've ever worked on different files and different issues with accomplished, measurable results. And the message that I'm telling is I haven't left you. I never have left you. I haven't changed my political affiliations. I haven't changed my political views. But I'm here for you, and I haven't left. And that's really resonating. People are telling me, Doug, good for you. You didn't quit. And that means something. So that's, I think, the main message is I'm here, I haven't left, and I'm working really hard to get to be your MLA.
Now, you have a really good opportunity to win here because Norm MacDonald, our current MLA and member of the Democratic Party, is retiring this year, or next year. And you're going to be facing a new and untried New Democratic Party candidate in Jerry Taft from Invermere. How is your campaign going to differ from campaign in 2013?
You know, David, that's a fair question. And my campaign I guess, let me start by saying this to you. Sometimes you got to lose to win. And when I lost, I won. Because I learned so many things through that process. And I also served on the BC Liberal Executive, so I sat on that board for 3 years. I learned an enormous amount from that. But more importantly, I learned some of the big mistakes we made. And we're not falling into that trap anymore. And so that learning process, our campaign is going to be different. It's focused on our issues, the issues of the people on Columbia River Revelstoke. You're going to find me to be way less partisan than I was last time, because you and I knew each other last time. Certainly not way less combative than I was last time. I learned that's, look to the South in the election that they just had in the United States. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. And there's no place in that in Canadian politics. So my opponent came out firing at me. First thing that he said in the media was he was attacking me and the BC Liberals. My first comment to Mr. Taft was, congratulations on your nomination. That's the kind of campaign we're going to run.
And take the high road.
I always take the high road, David.
Well, that's a good idea.
And Mr. Horgan has stated publicly that this is going to be the nastiest campaign that anybody's ever seen in this province. So if that's what the NDP want to do, they're not going to get me to chase down that rabbit hole. Not going to happen.
John Horgan, I believe, is coming here.
He's doing his rounds. Doesn't have a plan, but he's coming. He's got no plan, but he's coming.
Okay. Christy Clark likes to call you the what is she says you're the longest serving unelected MLA in BC history.
That's the handle I've been given. Yeah, and it's something that I'm. First of all, to have the Premier reference me, I tell you, she's without question in my mind the finest leader we have in this country politically. She's sincere. When she smiles at you, she means it. But more importantly, what she's been able to accomplish because she had a plan. She had a plan. And that plan has worked out, David. We've had a plan for the province. We've had a transportation, BC Moves plan. We've had a jobs plan. We've got plans that have actually been put into use, have been modified, have been innovated on, but they've worked. So our premier calls me the longest standing unelected MLA. I'm proud of that. And I'll tell you why I'm proud of that. Is that because I've been working really hard to help people in Columbia River, Revelstoke. I've been helping people right here in Revelstoke with issues from the Trans-Canada Highway with the mayor to land development issues that have been associated with some of your locals right here in Revelstoke. I was with the minister 2 weeks ago when he was here. He hasn't told anybody how much money the roundabout's going to get, but it's going to get some here in Revelstoke because it has an impact on the Trans-Canada Highway. So we want to do whatever we can do. So I've worked on so many files, from agricultural land commission issues back south in the valley to predator management control to working still on the file with Mayor McKee here on the conservation officer. Revelstoke needs to have some conservation officer presence. So we've got to figure that out. That's what an MLA does. They roll up their sleeves, they work hard with the local people and figure this out. And that's what I'm doing, and that's why she calls me what she calls me. So I'm proud of that.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
So what do you think are going to be the main election issues? Is it going to be having a plan? Is it going to be, I don't know.
You know, David, I think what's really important is, again, to underscore, and thank you for that question because it's a really good one. I think it's really important that people understand that the BC Liberal government has always had a plan, right from the very beginning. We've had a plan and a visionary plan, what that plan would look like 4 or 5 years down the road. Well, we're here now. And many of the things, most of the things that we've talked about in that plan have actually come to fruition. Have they all? Of course not. When you build a business plan in business, you're forecasting what it's going to look like, and you're forecasting the roads that you're going to take. Well, there's lots of variables that come in throughout that process that changes your plan, and you have to be able to be reactive to that plan and proactive to that plan. We've been able to do that. So I think that one of the things that clearly distinguish ourselves, myself, I have a plan, but my opponent in the interview we did with you was quite clear. I don't know a whole lot about Revelstoke. Mm-hmm. You know, and fair ball. Well, I do, because I've been working here for the last 4 years, and I've got a plan to how do we can set this riding up for success, and because it's so big, and I've talked to you about this before, about setting up these rural and area advisory boards or commissions to help me do my job better and make me accountable to the people that are voting for me. And for me, David, that's really, really important, is that accountability piece, because there's nothing worse than people saying, we've got a politician and who knows what they're doing. We never see them, they're never around. Well, you're going to see me around a lot, and you're going to hear me asking, how am I doing? How am I doing for you? And that's my plan.
Now, with these area boards, I guess, or accountability boards, I think, are these going to be nonpartisan boards? Or are you?
That's good for you for asking that question, because that's exactly what my vision is. You know, David, you know, I've talked about this before, is that when you're the MLA in a riding, when you're in that riding, you're everybody's MLA. There's going to be a few people that don't vote for me. I hope not that many, but there are going to be a couple. And I'm going to tell those people that even though when I win, I'm still going to be your MLA. I would hope that you would want to come to me with your issues and your problems so that we can sit down and talk about it. But as far as those boards are concerned, my vision would be, obviously there's going to be some BC Liberals on those boards, but I want somebody from the Green Party. I want somebody from the NDP Party. I want somebody who is nonpartisan and not a party member. I want people to be able to sit down with me and as the MLA say, you know what, Doug, these are the 2 or 3 things that are so important to Revelstoke. Mm-hmm. How are we going to get there? And I'm going to look at them and I'm going to say, I'm going to fight like heck for you, but you're going to have to help me get there so we can work together. This riding is so big that to have the MLA here all the time, it's virtually impossible. But when you've got a group of people that are pulling the same cart with you and on the same page, it's going to be a lot easier. I believe this can happen. It's Leadership 101, and that's my intent. That's what I'm going to do when I'm elected. be one of the first things I do.
Okay. Doug, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David. It's always good to see you. Always.
Good to see you too.
Thank you very much. Good to be here in Revelstoke.
Well, glad to hear that, because we want to see you back here again and
Oh,
again.
we're going to be here lots.
Good. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.